Greetings everyone, Lights and Gear is here with another flashlight review. Today is another in the series of WOWTAC lights. This is the A5 and the only identifier here is the sticker which they put on it. This uses one 26650 battery, and it also has a very powerful LED, an XHP70 from CREE. But this is a 3650 lumen light in cool white. It also comes in a neutral white version. But anyway, the box, as with all WOWTACs, doesn't really tell you anything other than the sticker they might put on it, except that it's technically supported by the folks at ThruNite. Let's pop open the little brown box here, and here is the A5. You get the little accessory package here, which comes with a couple of spare O-rings. There's also a spare USB switch cover because it is USB rechargeable, and there's a lanyard in here. And here is the USB cable, the charging cable. It's a standard, not a C. Here's the user manual, A5 from WOWTAC. And here's the flashlight, which is about 5 inches long and is of a fairly good thickness. It's about 1.5 inches thick all around. This is, I mean, there are a lot of flashlights like this of this size floating around these days that use 26650 batteries. And this tends to be almost a little bit brighter than some of the others due to this very powerful LED, and it also has an orange peel reflector here, so it puts out a good whitish type beam. It's not overly or particularly focused, so you'll get very good span, or very good span of light with this. And here is your XHP70 LED. As I was about to say a few moments ago, it's kind of similar in size to a lot of other lights that use the same size battery. The only way you can carry it basically is by the lanyard, which the space is down here to attach that to. Because they're of this size, they're a little too thick to have pocket clips, and this one does not come with a belt holster. But it has a couple of nice features, which I'll get to in a couple of minutes here. The knurling here is reasonably good around the body of the light. And it does also come with its own battery, as WOWTAC has been doing with most of the lights that I've received from them lately. Here's your cap with a nice big spring. And here is the 5000 mAh 26650 battery that comes with it. Basically a flat top battery here, and up inside the light is just a post up there at the top. So I mean, you can use any 26650 in the light, and this is the only size battery that you can use in it. And of course it's USB rechargeable. Here's the port over on the other side, so when you plug it in, and the switch has an illuminator underneath it. Anytime the light is on, this is blue, unless of course the battery starts getting low and then it turns red. So as you plug the USB cable in to charge the battery internally, of course you don't have to charge it internally if you don't want to, but if you do use the USB cable, then as soon as you plug it in, this will be red underneath, and then when the charge is finished, it'll be blue. And you can check out pictures of that at my written review at lightsandgear.com. But anyway, there are some nice modes on the light. Let me just open up the manual here. And a couple of the statistics, by the way. As far as the beam distance, it goes to about 234 meters. It is impact resistant to 1.5 meters, and it's IPX8 waterproof, so it can be submerged. But here are your modes. Low is 30 lumens, medium is 300, high is 1750, turbo is 3650, and then you also have the Firefly at 0.3 and a strobe at 2100 lumens. And when it's on the highest mode, even when it's on high, it basically runs for about 8 minutes before it does an automatic step down, at which then it should run for about an extra 140 minutes after it steps down. And when it's on turbo, you should get about 3 minutes of super high brightness out of it before it cuts down to roughly between medium and high, and so that's the automatic step down from turbo. Of course, you can turn it off and turn it back on again and get turbo again, but I wouldn't recommend running turbo on it for too long due to the heat that it will generate, of course. But it's a very simple light to operate. Has mode memory, of course, and we already talked about the charging aspect of it. Turning it on and turning it off is just as simple as pressing the button like this. It'll come on and come off. And if you want to change modes, of course, you press and hold, and then it will advance through the modes. Basically, it goes low, medium, high. Firefly and turbo are hidden, and to get Firefly, you have to press and hold while it's off. And here's the Firefly, which you can see the orange peel reflector here through that. And if I turn this light off over here, we can see how dim Firefly actually is. So this is good for reading in pitch darkness. You won't see much beyond what we're illuminating right now. So that's good for very close-up illumination in pitch dark. So if I press it from here, or press and hold from here, I believe it goes into mode memory and will go to the next level that I was using before. And as you can see, as soon as you have it on, the illuminator here is lit up in blue, as I mentioned a few minutes ago. So you can, as long as it's on, you can find that in the dark without any problem. You might be scrounging a bit or fumbling a bit before you turn it on to try to find the switch, but once it's on, you'll see it's on. So let's turn the camera over here. I believe we're on low right now, so if I hold like this, there's medium and there's high. Yep, so there's low. Oops, I'm sorry. Here's low, followed by medium and high. And high is very, very bright. If I double click, it will go to turbo. So here's your turbo, and of course very blinding on the white wall over here. I'll show you some outdoor pictures here in a matter of moments, but this is high right now, and it starts to get a little bit warm in the head as I'm holding on to it. I mean we're in turbo right now. If I said that wrongly a moment ago, we're in turbo, so it's starting to get a little bit warm in the head, which is why it's only going to stay on for about 3 minutes on this level. But if I press it, of course, it'll turn off and then back on again. It will be in high at this point. It won't turn back on in turbo again unless I double click. So anyway, those are the general modes. We already saw Firefly. Now to get to strobe, you double click from turbo. You have to be in turbo in order to get strobe, and then you double click to get double click from turbo to get the strobe. And then if I double click again, it'll just go back to the last mode. So there are all your modes in the A5, and if you can make out the beam pattern here, it is very nice. It's extremely smooth. This is the cool white version, not the neutral white version, but the beam is very nice and very smooth, and has a nice wide round pattern to it. So let me take it outside here and show you what you can see in the dark with it. hope those shots were helpful. If you want to see a few more outdoor pics, you can check out my written review at lightsandgear.com, and of course take a look at the other flashlights that I've reviewed on there as well at Lights and Gear. I've been pretty impressed with most of the WOWTAC lights that I've seen, and I'm sure they're not quite finished coming out with new models, so hopefully we'll get a chance to check out some more in the future. But they have been very good quality up until this point, and since this has the XHP70 LED, it's adding just a little bit more of an impressionistic factor to this particular one, given that they have that powerful LED in there. So that's not something I've seen up until this point, at least not in this price range either. Of course, the tail stands beautifully and is compact enough where you can obviously throw it in a bag or in a bug-out bag or a backpack or anything like that, or even a large pocket. Take it along with whatever journey or whatever adventure you might have in mind or possibly need it for. But again, the WOWTAC A5 has been under the spotlight today. There is a link below in the description if you'd like to pick one up on Amazon, and the link is also in my written review at lightsandgear.com if you'd like to read a little bit more about it and check out those other outdoor pics. So anyway, hope you've enjoyed the video today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you next time. Have a good one.